It is 12:30 p.m. on Wednesday, March 19th. I just posted a video that said, you watch. If you oppose the Trump administration with what they did last weekend with these planefuls of alleged Venezuelan gang members that they flew to El Salvador, if you oppose that or if you question that, the administration will say that you are supporting violent Venezuelan street gangs and that you're pro-terrorist. Because earlier this morning, White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt described those flights last weekend as a counterterrorism operation. So the young men on those flights have now been labeled as violent Venezuelan street gang members with no proof. And now they've been labeled as terrorists with no proof, because Donald Trump has sidestepped all of their due process rights by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. I told you. Earlier today on Fox News, or wait, no, not on Fox News. So there's a guy named Andy McCarthy who is on Fox News. He's their resident legal expert. He said in an interview with Hugh Hewitt, another MAGA radio show guy, Andy McCarthy said he agrees with what the president is trying to do with the Alien Enemies Act, but he doesn't think that the law is completely on his side. McCarthy cited previous Supreme Court rulings dealing with enemy combatants in wartime, and this is a wartime statute, saying that even enemy combatants in custody during wartime have a right to challenge their detention in court, even under the Alien Enemies Act. And the Trump organization has taken that away from all of these people that they just deported over the weekend. And now they're saying that if you oppose that or question that, that you support violent street gangs and that you're pro-terrorist. It's amazing. And so who was asking? I'm trying to figure out who was asking. Somebody at the White House press secretary's press conference this morning, the daily briefing, was going through this information, just laid all of that stuff out and said that McCarthy also raised concerns that while this Venezuelan street gang has been designated as a terrorist organization, these individuals have not been prosecuted for terrorism. ICE admitted in a declaration filed yesterday that the majority of the people on these planes over the weekend have never been charged with a crime anywhere, here or in Venezuela, felony or misdemeanor, never charged with any crime. So this reporter's question, laying out all of that, the question is, will the president ask Congress potentially to declare war on these cartels for the invasion that he's talked about so that he's on stronger legal footing? Well, first of all, the people who were deported this past weekend are not members of a cartel. They're not members of a drug cartel. They're allegedly members of a violent Venezuelan street gang. The administration made that music video showing all their faces and how they were being treated once they landed in El Salvador, but won't release any of their names. Because once the names get released, then the families will get notified. And once the names get released, the media is going to go interview the families. The media is going to dig into the backgrounds of these specific individuals and find out, oh shit, they're not members of a violent Venezuelan street gang. Oh shit, they're not terrorists. And the Trump administration lied about this whole goddamn thing. Yeah. So a formal congressional declaration of war against a Venezuelan street gang? It's not even a nation or a state. It's a fucking gang. That's how desperate the Trump administration is to avoid having to give any of those people deported any due process whatsoever. None. Zero. No hearing, no proof that they're a member of a gang, no evidence or proof that they've engaged in terrorism. And ICE admits that the vast majority of these people have never even been charged with a crime. But if you question the Trump administration about this, you're pro-terrorism and pro-gang. And if you think that the Trump administration is only going to reserve this shit of doing away with due process for foreigners, we're not even 2 months in to this administration. It'll be 2 months tomorrow. You wait. You wait. The declaration of suspension of due process for certain groups of American citizens is right around the corner, and that's fascism.